Florida State head coach Mike Norvell and his coaching staff have been incredibly hot on the recruiting class, and it all seems to have accumulated in a big influx of commitments at the end of June. Before we get too far behind with some of these recruit profiles, we're going to take a quick look at the film of Qae'shon Sapp, Trevion Williams, Kanaya Charlton, and Bishop Thomas to see what they bring to Florida State's 2020 recruiting class. And to join me as always is my co-host at the Triple Option series of videos, Coach Adam Brown.
Yeah, so first up we're going to watch here is Trevion Williams. He committed on Friday night. He is a 4-star on the 24/7 composite in the 2022 class out of Crystal Springs, Mississippi. A 6'5", 254-pound defensive end. He's listed as a linebacker. You're going to see a lot of his tape here of him at quarterback, at linebacker. He really hasn't played defensive line at all, which is odd, but you know, a kid at 6'5", 254, and you get to see his build and his length. You understand why he's going to slide down to defensive end and not linebacker. This is a big-time get. He was a kid who camped at Florida State for their elite camp in the beginning of June. They were able to get him back for an official and get a commitment out of him. I mean, just look at this athleticism. That's 6'5", 250 running down the field right there. Well, I don't know if it was a zone read. I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah,
that's
the way it looked.
But yeah, so they beat out the Mississippi schools. They beat out Auburn. They beat out a couple big times. Look at that physicality. That's what
you gotta love that.
Yeah, they beat out some big time schools for this. You know, it's fair to call him a project right now, even as a 4-star, just because he hasn't played defensive end. But look at that burst. I mean, that's explosiveness right there.
Yeah, you gotta love it. Defensive end is probably the position easiest to transition to for pure athletes. Mm-hmm. Like at the end of the day, you're just asking them, hey, can you run up the field and get to the quarterback as quick as possible?
Absolutely. We've got some clips from our good friend Brendan Sinone off his Twitter from the elite camp where Williams was able to get some snaps at defensive end in that camp. So we're going to share those in a minute. But we wanted to give you an opportunity to just see what this kid has done in high school, because it's pretty incredible.
Yeah, I mean, and worst comes to worst, you can always put him in the backfield for different kind of packages. You know, that's a fun option.
Absolutely. I mean, just look at this kid running around. You know, obviously a physical player. He's not afraid of contact, finishing a run right there.
And obviously there's some technique stuff like hand play and bend that you would want to see in a top end defensive end, but he definitely has the traits you're looking for.
Yeah, athletically you can see. All right, so here's him at linebacker. I mean, he's in the middle of the field. Yeah, you can see why he's transitioned to the end, because he had to kind of change his angle to run that down.
Right. If you want to find him, he's the biggest man on the field. So
yeah, but I mean, here's a big explosive athlete. You can make that work.
Yeah, 100%. Explosion you can't teach it at the defensive end position.
No, not at all.
All right.
What you want to check out some of those clips?
Yeah, let's go ahead and transition over right after this play. Is this an interception here? Let's go.
Oh, little pick 6 action.
So do you think he's sliding in at Fox or at defensive end?
I think he might be a Fox.
Right.
6'5", 254. I think he's probably going to be a Fox, and he's showing you the capabilities of dropping back into coverage too, which is nice. So you are able to see that. I know that's a big thing for Seminole fans. The Fox dropping into coverage. I know it only happens once or twice a game, but you know, he maybe with this kid you can do a little bit more, because he does present that, or you've been able to see him do it kind of in high school.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and transition.
Yeah, so here's a good shot of Williams. Again, this is from our good friend Brendan Sinone's Twitter account. He took these at the elite camp. So this is Williams in some of his first defensive end action. I would assume he's maybe run a little bit in the offseason, but he's going against I believe a 23 offensive tackle, Bubba Jeffries, I think is his name.
Right.
So you're just going to see him in one-on-ones at the elite camp, and you just watch this take off.
Yeah, so what are you looking for here?
Yeah, that's just his first step. I mean, it's elite. It's up the field and it's quick.
Yeah.
Look how much ground he gains. Then you see some hand play, which you know we talked about earlier.
Yeah, he's 2 yards upfield before this tackle gets his second step in.
Yeah, and look at it. Look at the hand fight. I mean, these are things you. This is a young man who hasn't played a lot of defensive end or defensive line. He's got his hand on that outside arm. He's ripping that thing through.
Yeah, no, that looks better than some of the hand play I've seen from 4-year FSU defensive ends.
Yeah, so it's you see what they're, and the kid looks like Adonis. I mean, he's just a physical freak.
All right, so I think it's time. Let's move on to the next one.
All right, so the second commitment of the weekend, Qae'shon Sapp, a 4-star, composite 4-star offensive guard out of Lee County High School in Leesburg, Georgia. A little South Georgia boy, 6'5", 320 is listed. I don't think he's quite 6'5", and I don't think he's quite 320, but pretty good size. He chose the Seminoles over the Gators, Cincinnati. He had some other offers out there, but I think those are the two teams that were in the main competition for Florida State. Always nice beating the Gators. This is a classic old school guard. I think he could play some center if he needed to.
So how do you feel about the fact that he played tackle in high school? How does that fare for him transitioning inside at the next level?
I don't think it really does anything, frankly. I think it's nice that you see that he's an athlete, though. I mean,
yeah,
there's some athletic traits that he can play out there. Yeah, he comes off the ball well. I think he's got some things to work on moving to the next level, tightening his core up a little bit, getting a little rid of that belly a little bit. But he's a young man that I think has a lot of promise. They're going to be happy to get him in the weight room and get him on campus. Great feet there.
Yeah, good drive.
Yep,
pretty consistent.
He's got to keep working on getting those hips through. I know Alex Atkins likes to see those guys get their hips up and through. That way you stand that defensive lineman up, you can really be in control.
Yeah, so it seems like they're targeting a lot of guards. Do you think the tackle room is already set?
No.
I didn't think so.
The tackles are coming. I think they've got some guys on that board. They just haven't got commitments yet. But yeah, I mean, their interior offensive line right now, you were another young man we're going to talk about here in a minute, Kanaya Charlton. They got a commitment out of Sapp. Aluba is a young man who might be an interior guy or swing offensive tackle, offensive guard. There, you like that physicality out of Sapp.
Yeah, Sapp seems to be a finisher. I like that about him. Decent on his feet too.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a center at the next level. In time, maybe not right away, but in time. He does have those good feet that you like out of the center, which just means, they're going to be quick. They're going to be quick to get back to that 3-tech on some of your zone runs.
Right. To kind of elaborate what that means is, this isn't a good example because they're in a 3-down. But yeah, sometimes centers, because they're in the center of the field, they're asked to reach back or do some difficult kind of blocks moving upfield. So it's nice to see that mobility.
Yeah, so the third commitment of the weekend, the second on Saturday, is guard prospect Kanaya Charlton out of Brunswick, Georgia. Another Georgia boy. It seems to be a trend. He's listed as 6'5", 351. Had some pretty good offers. He's a 3-star on the composite for 24/7 Sports. Number 1,161 overall, but don't let the ranking fool you. I mean, let the tape speak for itself.
Oh.
It's a big, nasty, physical kid who always has a smile on his face. It's kind of wild to see him shoving dudes around, and he's always smiling when he does it. If he's going to trim down a little bit, he is going to be a hell of a guard, in my opinion.
Yeah, no. One thing you've noticed between just the last 2 recruits alone is just pure size, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, this kid's huge, and this is one of the more fun offensive line tapes we've gotten to watch as FSU analysts in the last few years. He just pushes people around.
So he's really heavy-handed. When I say heavy-handed, that means when he puts his paws on you, you move, and he does it with a violence that not everybody's capable of doing. You could see there where he's very raw. I mean, a really raw player. He's just kind of stands around after he knocks a kid down. When he makes first contact, he's not moving his feet. So you can see the kind of project that he is. But there's a good shot there. He keeps driving. This is a kid that Alex Atkins is going to get a hold of and make something of.
Oh, and Storms too.
Oh, absolutely.
Get this kid in the weight. Right. This kid can probably throw around some weight.
Absolutely. So he's going to project it at guard, obviously, even though he looks like a mountain of a man.
It doesn't hurt to have that kind of interior, though, you know?
No,
Just run
not at
ISO
all.
all day behind that thing.
Not at all. I mean, we're talking 350 here. Sap, we were talking about being in the 320s.
That was a
It
good little
just,
adjustment he made here. So
hmm yep.
if you
Yeah,
go back.
you see the agility for a man that size.
So, yeah, you see that so he's supposed to double down on this
Hmm
guard, and then once that guy's blocked, he moves up to the linebacker. The guard washes down early, so
hmm
there's not really any room for him to double, and he quickly catches balance and finds that linebacker. That's a good little block.
Yeah, it's a good climb by him. It's just it tells me that he's got his eyes in the right spot, which is something that we often overlook with O-line play. But eyes are very important in a lot of zone schemes.
Yeah, and you do notice that a lot of these guys are running zone plays.
Oh man, yeah, his tape's fun. I enjoy his tape. Again, big time project. I'm not gonna pretend he's not, but I think he's got some of the highest ceiling of the kids that they've got committed on the O line.
Yeah, for a while there, it seemed like we were taking project kids that didn't have high ceilings necessarily. So it's nice to see, hey, this kid's a project and he has the potential to be really good.
And it's another guard we're seeing playing tackle. We saw it out of Sapp. We're seeing that out of Charlton.
Right, which just I think to me tells you that at least at high school level, their feet were good enough to play tackle, which
Yep.
oftentimes asks more of your agility in that first step on drop steps and stuff. And so it's
I
nice to
think
see
I
that.
think this is a young man who's going to need to learn how to play out of a 2 point stance and learn how to play with good pad level out of that 2 point stance at the college level.
Yeah, I agree. But if you ever just want a good time, just go back and watch his highlight film. He just throws kids around.
Yeah, dude's a lot of fun. All right, so again, another great video from our friend Brendan Sonnone at the elite camp. This is Kanaya Charlton against Lamont Green Jr., 2023 defensive end committed to Florida State. Um, a true pure speed rusher, and Charlton matches up with him well here. So you get to see the athleticism that Charlton has with his good footwork against a pure speed rush. It's exciting to see a kid this big be this athletic.
Yeah. So when you're looking at tackles, sometimes the first thing you look at is that right foot. So he's not going to be a tackle for long, but that first drop step, that first shuffle of the feet, can he keep his balance while he goes backwards is a big thing for tackles. But
Yeah,
it's
he
impressive
does.
that a guy that's playing guard is able to keep up with this pass
Yeah,
rusher.
but just you just look how wide he is. I mean, he is just a wide human being with great feet. I mean, great feet. He's always got a foot in the ground. They're that quick that he's always able to keep one foot in the ground, which gives him a good base. He's got to work on his hands. He's got to work on keeping that butt down and keeping that chest high. But these are things Alex Atkins is going to get coached.
Yeah, but he can just swallow you up here.
Absolutely,
That's
he's
amazing.
humongous. He's humongous. And Lamont Green is a legit 4-star defensive end coming out of South Florida next year.
Well, I mean, that's got to be exciting. You got a guard that can block on the edge like a tackle.
Mm-hmm. All right, the fourth and final commitment that we're aware of at this point is Bishop Thomas, a 3-star defensive lineman. We believe he'll be a defensive tackle who was once originally from St. Augustine High School in Louisiana, but moved to Bishop Moore Catholic in Orlando, Florida. He's a 3-star on the composite, number 467 overall. He's listed as 6'2", 301. I think his weight's a little bit lower than that. I also think his height is a little bit lower than that. The Seminoles were able to beat out Tennessee and Texas for his services and got a commitment out of him Saturday night.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
he's likely a 3 tech, right? I mean, based on what we're kind of watching, he looks a little heavier here than what I think he actually is now.
right. So a 3 tech for those who are unaware is so when you're in a 4 down lineman like Fuller likes to run, the 3 tech is the defensive end furthest or the defensive tackle furthest from the center. So he tends to be a little bit lighter and more agile than a 1 tech,
Mm-hmm.
who's like your Marvin Wilson type, Robert Cooper. Um, but not quite the defensive end speed and agility.
Oh, look at him pulling as an H-back. He's got good feet.
Oh, he's so athletic. That's the thing that stands out
Yeah.
immediately. Look, he's running tight
Holy
end.
crap.
He just ran stick.
Oh my goodness. That's hilarious. Yeah,
That's
so you see the athleticism here for him, the ability to kind of bend in his hips, which are important. You don't think about hips with defensive linemen, but they are important. You've got to be able to get narrow, get through gaps, on some of these pass rush moves. Oh, all right. Never mind. He's played H-back. Put him in.
Yeah, put him in the game. Put him. Man, some of these kids, I swear they could play both sides on Florida State tomorrow.
All right, there's a good shot of him playing 3 tech. Let's run that one back.
Yeah, let's do it.
Good clip of it. You see the burst. We talked about get off with Williams earlier. And look at this is get off. This is an elite. This is a top-notch get off right there. Up the field, gap penetration.
He's up the field before the guard even knows what's happening.
Yeah, he's past the kick-out block. That guy's trying to kick him out on a trap play. He's past him. Yeah, that's fun. That's fun and exciting to see right there.
Yeah, I mean, when you first watched this film, I first was like, could this guy play defensive end? Because he is just so athletic for his size. Like,
I can't believe he's running stick. That kills me. That's hilarious.
Yeah, what are you supposed to do against that?
Yeah.
But here he is again,
just
beating a block, getting upfield, making a tackle.
Yeah, they're trying to run. I think they're trying to run a little down action at him right there.
Tell us what down is.
All right, so down is let's run it back so we can look at it there. No, it's not down. Well, it might be. No, it's not.
Yeah.
Down is it's definitely not. Down is when the guard or the tackle and tight end are going to try to block down inside, and the guard's going to kick out the defensive end. This actually might be. Is this some sort of option?
It looks like he's reading him.
I feel like.
But then there's like duo blocking here.
Oh no, there's 2. There's the fullback. Yeah, so they're running triple option here.
Yeah.
They're running a little outside veer.
And this guy
or inside veer, sorry.
Is not doing anything, I guess. I don't know.
Yep. No, he should be arc releasing.
Right. Yeah.
So they veer release the tackle. I think it's a tackle in there. Veer release the tackle, letting Thomas come up the field. So this is even more impressive that he eats this up.
But shouldn't that tackle arc up to the linebacker?
Yeah, he should be up to the second level.
Wherever that is. It's hard to tell.
All right, so they're running an upside to the guard tackle back there. All right, that has nothing to do with Thomas's play. So, I mean, run that back one more time, though, please, because I love his first step here. You get an idea of that quickness and that movement, which is something Florida State wants to start to be able to do more of. You see him that first step inside, taking across that tackle's face. He's lined up as a 5 tech. He crosses his face and gets in that B gap. That's great to see. I mean, that's the kind of stuff you're wanting to be able to project to the next level.
Yeah, especially like you said, Florida State's trying to do more one gapping, so that's kind of what defenses are doing now. They give the defensive line just one gap to fill and allows them to go upfield quicker. But we really haven't had the personnel recently to be able to get up and to penetrate those gaps. And someone like Bishop Thomas is a departure from kind of the Robert Coopers of the world that we had on the roster.
Yeah, the lateral movement is something that's key in a one gap defense, because you want to be able to stunt and move guys around. So that takes that lateral agility, being able to move side to side with your feet.
Oh my gosh!
Just, oh my, yeah, he's getting ejected.
Yeah, I think that's an ejection, but.
Oh, that's great! I love it. Do that to Miami.
And here he is, just eating up a read option. Oh my gosh!
Yeah, again. He's so quick up the field.
Look, they're reading him. This is the second play now that we've seen where they are explicitly reading him, and he plays this. Since he's staying here, the quarterback gives the ball. He's doing this correctly, but he just can eat up so much space with his speed that it doesn't matter that the quarterback's reading this correctly.
Yeah, this is exciting to see. They've missed some of that movement ability up front the last couple of years.
Yeah, it'll be really nice. It'll take some pressure off the defensive ends to have another pass rusher next to them.
Yeah, to be able to play tackle stunts inside, tackle end stunts, it's going to be nice. And that agility is what you're looking for.
Yeah, no,
and he works, he hustles.
This kid's pretty impressive. He'd be fun to see on the defensive line.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. He does not stay engaged very long, I'll tell you that. This is a good film. This is the first time I watched this film. This is a good film. I like this.
Yeah, no, yeah, same. So give me some general thoughts on this weekend, all of these recruits that are pouring in. What does this mean for Florida State?
I think the the floor of the program's on the up. I think they've done a nice job of getting the kind of the meat and potatoes of the class. This Thomas kid, Charlton, Sapp. These are the guys that you're going to build. You're going to build your roster around, and then you're going to try to sprinkle in some of those elite guys that really take you to the next level. But this is the look, you win games in the trenches. So getting a Thomas, getting a Williams, getting 2 guards, and Charlton and Sapp. I mean, those are the key structural pieces that you need for your football program, and they got 4 kids that are pretty good. You see with Martin and with Williams, physical, athletic type players that can move laterally, can get up the field also. So they fit that one gap in that kind of stunting scheme. They're going to want to utilize some more. And then with Sapp and Charlton, you see people movers. I mean, just big, wide men that can engulf you. Yep. It's exciting. Yeah, I mean, Seminole fans should be really happy with what's going on in this recruiting class so far.
Yeah, and recruiting at the level they are with the recent success Florida State has had is just, yep, it's a testament to the coach's preparation and just ability to recruit. And so it all comes down to fall. Can we win and keep these kids and just continue building off this momentum?
Yeah, I agree.
Super exciting.